Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Shadowverse Evolve Locals feature match. In today's feature match, we got Amulet Haven taking on Pixie Forest. So this should be a pretty fun matchup. We got pretty much a mid-range control deck taking on a very aggressive deck within Pixie Forest. This one is usually trying to bump up a bunch of tokens and trying to hit face on pretty heavy combo turns, and also they have Cynthia as well, which can in one turn make your tokens free to play, I believe, with like Pixie ones, and then they get Storm and Assail, which is just ridiculous. So should be interesting to see how this plays out. So we're already in the first couple turns here. We got a Amulet already down on the Amulet side, and we also have a follower on the Pixie side, and that one's pretty interesting because it can't be destroyed by effects. Can only be killed by battle, so kind of a interesting counter against Amulet because they have a lot of removal spells. But anyway, we got the Temple coming in to heal for 1 and get a counter on it. And then we got Fairy Dragon and a token coming in after swinging for 2. So getting some chip damage in early here. Looks like there is some removal, though, on the Amulet side's hand. So should be able to deal with this a little bit. I see 2 Radiance in his hand as well, Vengeful Radiance. I see 2 of them, so looks like they're just going to pass on 4 and probably going to use both of them, probably. At least that makes the most sense to clear up some of this board that's building up quickly. See, some of the Fairy Dragon and the token were boosted by one of the 2 followers that came in. And we got a Fina coming in as well to grab a Sukuna, I believe that is the 1-drop that on combo 3 becomes a 3/3 Restore, and on combo 5 becomes a 5/5 Restore, I believe it is. So older card, but it's still pretty good. Looks like on the end phase here, we got some. Looks like we're gonna be playing one of the Radiances though to get rid of the Fina and the token. Still an end phase though. It looks like we're considering using the second one perhaps to maybe weaken something or. Yep, we're going to be weakening the Fairy Dragon, put it down to 1 defense, because it had 5 defense, which was pretty big. And we go on to turn 5 here. See where we go from here. Got Candle coming in, so a really good card to help heal, which would be good. Should be able to heal a little bit back in combination with the Candle and the Temple, so that'd be nice. Then we got a Tenko Shrine now. That'll help clear the board a little bit too. It's gonna since our leader got healed. It'll tap itself to then either burn for face or burn or like 2 damage to a follower, so we're gonna finish off the Fairy Dragon. However, we are now tapped out, but the good thing is the Temple is at 3 counters, so next turn it will trigger to bring out a level play point 4 or lower Faith follower, which is good. But anyway, Pixie's trying to keep up the pressure. We're gonna Evo the 2/2 into a 4/4 on combo 3, and then we're going to hit for 6, which is a pretty decent chunk, and the board is wide, fully wide at this point. Back to the Amulet turn, though, we got Ceridian Hind coming in off of the Temple being cracked, since it had 3 counters. This should help us heal, and there is also a Moray on the field, so the Moray, after it's buried, should also get rid of a body as well, so should be able to clear up some of the bodies here to make things more manageable. We're going to check the top 5 here, though, for an Amulet. On the Fanfare, we're going to get a Globe, so that's a pretty good one. Start searching for Amulets we want to see right away. We're going to pay 1 here to evolve into Light Hind. Light Hind's going to bury an Amulet to heal for 4, and then the Moray, since it got buried, it's going to deal with one of the followers. Tenko is going to deal with another one since he healed this turn, and then we're going to swing into the one that we need to swing up to get rid of. So finally deal with it. However, there's 2 tokens still on the board, still 6 play points to play with though. So turn's far from over. We're going to use 2 here for Globe. Probably grabbing another Moray to just look we're going to do that just to continue on with just prioritizing removal to keep the Forest deck at bay here because it can pop off. The whole point of this matchup is to survive. If for the Amulet side, just survive and try to get to a point where the Pixie deck is going to run out of steam because inevitably it will if you survive long enough. But anyway, we've got a Will to Overtake to come in after we search for the Moray. Gonna rearrange the top 3 cards of the deck. See what we want to do here. It's like we're looking like... See a Sacred Plea and another Hind. We're gonna put the Hind and the Sacred Plea on the top, and then looks like it was a Candle on the bottom. But we do have 2 play points up, which will be nice. So for potential removal going on here. One of the tokens does deal with the Light Hind though, because I had to, because Light Hind is a ward. Got Fairy Call here to get 4 fairies in the back. Start loaning up for bigger turns later. We got the Sukuna coming in. Potentially gonna looking like we're gonna do the combo 5 play here to get it make it a 5/5 with Storm, which would be pretty good here. 2 fairies go up and then a Fina. Fina's gonna whiff on the search. Use an Evo point to go into the Sukuna. Sukuna's gonna be 5/5. Swing for 5 and then swing for 1, putting Amulet down to 10. Board is fully wide again, so lots of work to be done again. Looks like our end phase, though, we do have a snipe to deal with the Fina, at the very least. And then we're going into our turn here, drawing the Hind that we put on the top of the deck. Now the question here is how much of the board can we deal with while also healing as much as we can? That's the thing here. We can at least get up to a high enough point. Hopefully we can make it so the tokens don't matter that we leave the bodies. Hopefully that will make the bodies that we leave up not matter in the grand scheme of things. But so we got a Sacred Plea though that we got off of the Hind, and we're gonna Evo again into Light Hind. See what we bury here. The worry is next turn we're in Cynthia territory. Cynthia coming down at any point is gonna hurt just because. It's going to give all the tokens Storm and Assail, which is going to, and also bump them up as well, which is just going to make it really out of hand. But anyway, we got the Tenko Shrine dealing with the body, since we healed off the Light Hind. Heal 1 after we play the Sacred Plea, and then we're going to trade the Light Hind with the Sukuna. And here comes the Cynthia, like I said last time. Okay, 4 tokens coming in, all at 3 attack, and that's going to put the 15 defense all the way down to 3, so now we're at Death's Door. We've got to find a way to clear this immediately now. However, I do see a Zelganea in hand, which is really good, because that should be able to deal with the Cynthia, and I also see a boost kicker, so that should be able to deal with the tokens as well, so that should be a full board clear, which would be good. So here comes the Zelganea. It's going to heal back to 8, draw a card, after dealing with the Cynthia. Going to pay 2 for Boost Kicker and then pay 1 to do 1 to board, which is good. We do not trigger the Tenko Shrine, however, interestingly. And we also forgot that we also gained back a play point off the Boost Kicker. So, kind of a lapse in judgment there, or just a lapse on that turn. But hopefully it doesn't come back to bite the Amulet player at the end. So we're back to Forest side, though. We got an Archer coming in. Another 2/2 that can't be dealt with by effects, and then the Chipper Skipper gets a Almataz. Looks like we're doing Archer Pings, and it's going to do 2 to the Zelganea. And then we go on to back to Amulet's turn here. We're going to swing for 5, then swing for 2, so putting Forest down to 13, which is pretty good. I do see a Themis in the hand, which is nice. However, that only deals with 2 of the bodies, annoyingly, because the 2/2 can only be dealt with by battle, which really sucks, and kind of just, yeah, kind of hard to deal with Amulet, so. But we'll see what we can do here. So we're going to pay 5 for Themis, at least get 2 of the bodies, and then also get the Zelganea in the graveyard, which will be nice for later. We're going to pay for 2 for Moray, heal 1 off of the Candle. Are we going to Tenko here? Doesn't look like we do. We're going to pass. Again, not using Tenko. That's concerning. However, there is 2 play points open, so there is potential where we crack the globe on end phase. Heal 1, draw 1, and then crack the Tenko to deal with the body or burn from there. So I guess if that's the plan, then that's pretty good as well. The Almataz should be in the EX area, however, so I don't know why we... Okay, there we go. It looks like we realized it, like, oh wait, this should be in the EX area, not in the hand, what the heck. But anyway, See where we would go from here. It looks like Pixie, though, is running out of steam, though. We're going to swing for 2 with uninteractable damage for now. We're doing anything else, though. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we're... Well, the Amataz can't really boost anything if there are no tokens, so... It's kind of... Amataz is kind of a useless faller at the moment. So we just pass. Okay, so... And we don't even crack the globe either! Ugh! So, missed Tenko. That's 4 damage that has just not been pinged with the Tenko at, like, where it could have. So that's really unfortunate to see. So some sequencing errors here, but still in a good position, I still think. So at the very least, if they can, like, just continue the control game here, and also hope that Pixie just stays out of gas, which would be fortunate. So we're just trying to figure out what to do with this turn, though. There should be able to deal with this. I see a Battle Maiden in the hand, so that should be able to deal with this on the drive to give the Battle Maiden rush, which would be good. And the Battle Maiden can also adjust the top 2 cards of the deck, which is also great. So see how we sequence this out. I see a second Salganea in there as well, so should be able to heal as well this turn, which would be good. Looks like we're going to go 2, potentially. Yes, we're going to go Battle Maiden first. Okay. I'm going to Battle Maiden, look at the top 2. Looks like we're going to keep both on top of the deck. I saw a Godsword and Alexio, which is going to be good. I'm going to draw, heal 1. Tenko, finally! That chipped down to 2. Okay. Just forgot the other 2 times, or 3 times. I'm going to drive, though, on the Battle Maiden, make it a 3-3, deal with the 2-2, because it's the only way we can deal with it. Then we're going to second Zelganea to come in to heal for 5. Can't draw. Potentially could have done this differently, where you could have just done crack the glow first, and then put down the Zelganea, and then the Battle Maiden, so at least you can do the draw, but I guess it works out at the end of the day, where we can just heal, which is the more important thing. But anyway, we're back to the Pixie Forest side. Got an Archer coming in. We're getting more tokens in the back. Amataz is going to boost said tokens. Archer pings as well coming in. See where this goes. We got 2 fairies coming in, and then another Sukuna. So 3 more pings by Archer. We'll see where they go. Kills the Battle Maiden, gets the Zelganea down to 1. Got, I think, 9 damage on board, which is pretty good. Amataz gives both token Storm, then Sukuna is going to swing for 5 as well, so 9 damage. Putting Amit down to 4, and we'll see where this goes. We also dropped a card from our hand on our lap for a second. That was funny. Swing for 5, though, with Zelganea, and here's the Godsworn, which should deal damage, which it does lethal here. Because we had 3 amulets, so that does heals for 6, and the Evo will burn for 6, so... At the end of the day, even with the sequencing errors with the Tenko, Amulet comes out on top. So yeah, it wasn't pretty, wasn't perfect by any means, but they get there in the end. Luckily enough, just with perfect damage off of the Godsworn. So, but anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this video as always. Be on the lookout for more of these feature matches as the days go by. But yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We should see you guys next video. Have a nice day.